You know, for decades, a corporate job was the definition of stability. It was this predictable, safe path. But as we're about to see, that entire social contract is being torn to shreds. In this explainer, we're digging into the major forces that are just completely erasing the once safe white-collar job in corporate America.
This quote right here, wow, it really gets to the heart of the matter. This isn't about one bad quarter or a tough year. It's a fundamental change in how corporations think. Skilled professionals are no longer viewed as long-term assets, but as a flexible expense line, something to be managed just like office supplies. So where is this actually playing out in the real world? Well, let's start with what we're calling the corporate cold reset. And to really see this new reality in action, we're going to look at a company we all know, Target. I mean, just think about the whiplash here. A couple of years ago, during the pandemic, these corporate employees were literal heroes. They were the ones who designed curbside pickup on the fly, the wizards who kept the supply chains from falling apart, and now they're just overhead, a line item to be cut for simplification. It's an absolutely jarring shift from indispensable to expendable.
So what's driving this? It's a mindset we're calling the transactional playbook. At its core, it's a strategy where things like employee loyalty and stability, they just take a back seat. The number one goal is protecting profit margins and keeping investors happy. The relationship has become purely transactional. And you can really see the cold, hard logic behind it all here. From a purely financial standpoint, these cuts are seen as, well, rational. You protect your margins, you free up cash, and, importantly, you show Wall Street you have discipline. The game plan is to squeeze the back office so you can protect the customer-facing roles, a move investors tend to love.
But hold on. Is this just about cutting costs because the economy is a little sluggish? Or are these layoffs funding something much, much bigger? A radical pivot? And that brings us to our next point, funding the AI pivot. Let's look at the tech giant, HP. The number is 6,000. 6,000 jobs getting cut. But here's the kicker. This is not just about saving money. It's a strategic move. These layoffs are literally funding the company's entire future, a massive, deliberate shift toward artificial intelligence.
And HP has a very clear multi-year plan for this. You can see it laid out right here. First, you cut jobs in the old-school businesses like PCs and printers. Second, that move frees up a ton of capital and headcount. And what do you do with it? Steps 3 and 4. You hire brand new AI talent and you build a whole new AI-first infrastructure. Today's layoffs are quite literally paying for tomorrow's technology.
And this leads to what we're calling the Great Skill Reset. The skills that built the company, traditional sales, manual support, they're suddenly seen as a risk. And in their place, demand is just exploding for skills in AI, data management, and machine learning. It's a brutal but very clear signal of where the entire industry is sprinting towards. Okay, so this isn't just happening at HP or Target. It's part of a much bigger trend. To really understand the incredible speed and scale of this change, we need to zoom out and look at the massive force driving it all. An accelerated disruption. And we can explore that through the eyes of tech visionary Bill Gates. According to Bill Gates, AI is not some distant threat off in the future. No way. As this quote says, it's a technology that will reshape almost every kind of work on a surprisingly short timeline. He compares it to the invention of the PC or the internet, a fundamental shift that's going to become part of our daily lives, and fast. This timeline really hammers home his point about speed. Just look at this progression. Right now, today, AI is mostly a niche tool for specialists. But Gates is arguing that within just 1 to 2 years, it's going to be a co-pilot, something built right into how we all work. Then, zoom out to 3 to 5 years from now, and it's just the default infrastructure. It's just an assumed part of the job. That adoption curve is insanely steep.
So which jobs are on the front line? Well, according to Gates, knowledge work, we're talking roles centered on information, analysis, and communication, is the most exposed, making up a whopping 40% of the immediate impact zone. Why? Because the core output of these jobs, text, code, numbers, is exactly what generative AI is getting incredibly good at producing.
And what's driving this incredible acceleration? It's this powerful feedback loop. AI helps engineers write code faster. That means new AI-powered apps get built and deployed faster, which in turn speeds up the impact of AI on everybody else's jobs. The technology is literally speeding up its own adoption. It's wild.
Okay,
So we've looked at the corporate playbook and the technological tidal wave driving it. So the billion-dollar question is, what does all this mean for you, for the individual worker? This brings us to our final section, the worker's new playbook.
This table just contrasts the old reality with the new one perfectly. On the left, you've got the old playbook, built on things like long-term loyalty, a career path the company helps you with. But on the right, that's the new playbook. Loyalty is replaced by conditional stability. A job isn't a guarantee anymore. It's an arrangement. And in this new world, just being a high performer isn't a shield. It's just the baseline cost of entry to stay in the game.
So how do you adapt? This new reality demands a whole new strategy. First, you've got to treat your job like a temporary arrangement, not a lifetime promise. That means you have to be continuously learning new skills, especially how to collaborate with AI tools. Because as this shows, the most valuable role is shifting from doing the work to supervising the work that AI pumps out.
And that brings us to the final, crucial takeaway. The ground is undeniably shifting under our feet. So the question for every single one of us is no longer if your job is going to change, it's how are you going to prepare for when it does.
Thank you for watching Jobs Are Gone with AI, the episode of Corporate Layoffs Exposed. HP cut 6,000 jobs to fund AI and why your office job is next, Bill Gates warning. See you in the next episode.